I actually got that. That thing totally interrupted my conversation, and I just forgot that we have this whole intro that plays, and it stopped everything that I was saying. But hey, guys, this is Unpopular Review. This is the NXT review show. A lot of things happened on tonight's NXT. Just went off the air, and we said, hey, we're going to go on right away. We had a North American Championship match. We had Ethan Page defend his championship against newcomer. You're going to have to help me out here, Sabrina.
Elio LeFleur.
There we go. The French luchador. We're going to talk about that. We had two number one contender matches for the NXT Championship qualifiers, if you will. Josh Briggs going against Shiloh Hill. And we got Sean Legacy going against Eli Knight. Yeah. And I look forward to talking about that because we have two. These two are just signed to the NXT. They were Evolve talent. Now they're NXT talent. We also had, I thought, a really, really good main event here with the women out here. Zaruca, the WrenQCC, proud of myself, got to say the name correctly, against Fatal. Thank you. Going against Fatal Influence, and we have some other things going on. Tony D'Angelo is getting arrested, and we have Keanu Carver, as you can tell by this picture right here. It's just frightening. He is very, very frightening. We're going to talk about that all here. Hey, do us a favor here. If you're watching us on YouTube, hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that notification. That would do wonders for us. If you're on the Twitter, please just, retweet it, share it, and, join the conversation. And before we start the show, we might as well get this out the way here. Guys, WrestleMania is approaching real quickly. We have a commercial for you guys. We figured we just get that out the way because we usually wait towards the end of the show, but we're going to start the show off with that. Guys, WrestleMania is approaching real quickly. And look, if you go to Las Vegas, I think that's great. That's awesome. That's dope. I would never tell you don't go. But if you can't go and you just want to be around wrestling fans, join us. Sit there and join us. We're going to be going around WrestleMania weekend. Well, I believe we take off Friday. That Friday, Saturday, and Sunday is the event. Join us. We'll be talking wrestling, have a drink with us, so you get to see what we're like in real life. And I can almost promise you, if you see me in real life, never forget me. There's like a consultant you might forget because he's like one of those background characters from Family Matters. No one cares about that. So please join us, write us, and we'll give you all the details. But you're not now. Let's just talk about the show. And I want to brag once again. I just feel like we should say this again because I think Sabrina Estella, if I can say, we have been holding it down. The sensational Sabrina Estella. We have been holding it down here on the wrestling side. Look, there's a lot of great shows out here. We have the Monday Night Raw crew. We have the AEW All Elite Heat crew. And we have the Friday Night SmackDown crew. But I have to say, once again, and I think it's important because I'm not erasing this until we lose, and I just think it's impossible for us to lose because we're just the tag team to beat, and we just can't be beat. Once again, 2025, say it with me, 2025 best show of the year, and we're gonna keep that going. And it's all thanks to you guys because you guys support us. You guys make sure we got big numbers, and when those numbers are big, it just makes me go around and sit here and say, who can touch us? You can't touch us. You can't touch what's untouchable. But Sabrina Estella, I've been running my mouth for almost 4 minutes straight, and that's crazy. Why don't you tell the people watching, how are you?
Other than the fact that it's gotten cold down here, I'm doing just fine.
It is cold. But you know what's not cold, Sabrina Estella? Before we talk about some NXT,
My shirt.
Your shirt is fire. What's that shirt? Is that a band? No.
So it is someone that's in a band, but also happens to have been going to school training to be a wrestler and has been doing it. I've already seen him at a couple of shows.
Woo!
Not just wrestling, but once 11 years ago and again 10 years ago at concerts. And even had one of their songs used for WrestleMania Backlash, I believe. Dangerous by Set It Off.
I gotta listen to that because it's been a while. All right, that's dope. That's cool. I mean, that wasn't going to be the plug, but I love that you did that, and shout out to that individual. Fantastic. What I wanted to say was not code, and I'm glad you guys are in the chat here. Everyone knows my favorite faction in wrestling right now is the Don Callis family. But I thought this was great. One, Mad Dog Kelly shared this in the group chat, and he made sure to let me know because I am very happy to sit here and say Manager of the Year from FIFO Awards here is Don Callis. And I love that for Don Callis. This is great. Us and the Don Callis family. Can I show you a picture of us in the Don Callis family? I just need a
Go
yes.
ahead.
Here we go. We're all very excited about our main man, Don Callis. Look at us. All happy. Even Mr. Cat is there. Look how joyful he is. He got his Don Callis scarf on. It's a great time to be in the Don Callis family. If you're not a part of the Don Callis family, I feel ashamed of you. And now is the time to join. See, there's so many members. We had to cut off Josh Alexander. We got half Alexander. So there we go. I just wanted to share this lovely picture because I know everyone wanted to see what I would look like in the Don Callis family. And that's exactly what I look like in the Don Callis family. And Mr. Cat is joining because you have no choice as he sleeps on the pillow I put my face on. Thank you, Mr. Cat. So if I break out in hives tomorrow, everyone know what happens. But Sabrina, Estella, we have some great things going on in NXT. Why don't you take the lead here?
So we had quite a show tonight over in NXT. It was a quick startup of a recap of last week's show. We also had Ava telling security to be on high alert to stop any attempts of Tony D disrupting the show, which we all saw how that went a couple times. So we started out with Elio LeFleur versus All Ego Ethan Page for the NXT North American Championship. And it was a good match. It was a good way to get a little taste of Elio to see what he has, what he can show. And of course, Ethan being the all egotistical champion that he is, does his best to keep him down, holds him down for a little bit, keeps going. But unfortunately, with the Tenryu powerbomb, your all egotistical North American champion is still champion.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think anyone really expected Ethan to drop the championship. I mean, we've been saying it for a while
Not unless
that
it's Miles.
yeah, the chosen one for this is Miles. I almost said Miles Morales. I'm thinking about Spider-Man, but Miles Bourne. And look, I need to see a little bit more from him. I'm sorry, can you pronounce his name one more time for me?
Elio LeFleur.
Elio, right? 'Cause I want to make sure I get
Elio.
Elio. I like that Elio, but he's there's something there with the kid. I just need to see a little bit more from him. But I thought the showing was fine. I thought he did pretty decent. He showcased what he could do. Um, I don't know. I don't want to say I was like, man, I was blown away by his stuff, but I would like to see more of him. And I think that with a lot of the talent being called up, like Trick, Oba, Javon, at least spots open and the possibility of, I mean, I see some names ahead of him, but all these slots open, I just think there's a possibility for him to shine. Is my point. So that's cool. We got
After that, go ahead if you want to read
yeah,
what our lovely people want to say.
yeah. We want to get to you guys in the chat, and we appreciate you guys. So before we move forward, we got George who says the show is number one. We appreciate that, George. Thank you. We got it's 24 here, so it's 24 degrees where he's at. That is very cold.
Yeah, I'll turn
And
into a popsicle within 2 seconds.
I feel like it's 24 where we're at here in New York. It might be even less than that because they'll say it's 32 degrees, but it feels like 14, and that's awful. Uh,
Luckily, it's warmer for me over where I am right now, but also
I'm
heaters on in the house, so
I,
for
I'm
that I'm relieved.
I'm very envious of the weather where it's not as cold, where it's cold but it's not as
For
cold.
right now, because it's going to go down to 40 some degrees later in the night.
that sounds dreadful. George says, I mean George, I'm so sorry, Jeffrey. Jeffrey says, "Cool shirt, Sabrina."
Thank
Guess what?
you.
Show that shirt off, Sabrina Estella.
It's
Uh,
gonna get customized. I just need to get a couple things for it.
that's fantastic. You made that happen. Talking about the stuff with Don Callis. Thank you. I don't think it was all me, but sure. He was saying it was a decent match. Talking about Jeffrey. He said if the title wasn't on the line, Elio would have won. I think if you just gave him anybody else, he would have won. Um, but I think even in defeat, he looked fantastic. I think he showed that he can hang with someone, especially someone as your champion, Ethan Page. So I thought he was pretty decent. I'm predicting Miles Bourne is definitely going to win the. Yes, yes, absolutely, I agree with
If
that.
it's not him, then who else would it be?
I can't see anybody else. We got Todd.
Exactly.
Hey Todd. So many luchadors in WWE. I know, right? And we nobody
And speaking of that, El Hijo del Vikingo Jr. Officially a WWE signed talent who will work with AAA more.
who? I'm sorry. Who's this?
El Hijo del Vikingo in
Oh,
AAA.
okay. Yeah,
He's an
yeah.
official WWE signed talent.
Oh, he's officially signed with WWE.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay, check him out. Um, and he's quite the talent. I didn't watch the AAA show. I know there was one on Saturday, and he went against Grande Americano. And it looked like he really like stiffed this guy and kicked him in the neck. It's kind of rough here. But I just wanted to say with Jeffrey, he says so many luchadors in WWE now, and there's only one person to thank for that. That's right,
Moving to
one.
Guerrero.
Thank you. See, you have been learning one, Sabrina Stella. You know what I appreciate about you? You listen to me. When people don't listen to me, I proceed to sit here and say, I feel bad for you and your bad choices in life. I'm pretty sure when you cook your chicken, you don't put no vinegar oil or butter. You just burn down the house, and I think that's terrible. But now Jeffrey's actually upset at me now because here he is. It's 78 degrees here, but it's windy and rainy. I envy
That's a
you that it's
bad. That
78.
is a bad combination when it's cold because then it's only gonna get worse.
Well, I was looking at the 78 degrees, but I guess when it's windy and rainy, I guess that's awful.
It's bad, especially if it rains around December, January, or February, because that just means the weather's gonna go down as far as degrees.
Good point. Got you beat George 12 here was -5 and Jesus.
Yeesh.
Oh, I'm so sorry about that, Todd. I mean, I don't even want. I wouldn't even say that out loud. I feel like this competition is just awful. I can't stand Ethan Page. And you know what I tell people when they can't stand? Sit. We got George. He says, Todd, oh my gosh, that's way cold. That is very way cold. Who to mention in 2026 and moving forward, 2027, 2028, 2029. My point is forever. We're going to get some snow. Oh, I hate that for you, dude. I really do. I really do. I hate snow. I despise snow. And then we got January and December the temperature drops, especially in the islands. I'm sorry, Sabrina Stella. I wanted to get into the chat. We got all you guys to chat. Take the floor, please.
You are all good. So after that, Ricky makes his entrance and has a chat with Ethan on the mic. And Ethan congratulates him on finally getting some sense knocked into him the last time they met. And Ricky gives him a little pep talk before heading to the commentary table. And as he is joining the commentary team, Vic Joseph mentions that Keanu Carver is now on some for the disciplinary actions that are being taken. He is not in the building at the moment, which they showed a clip of LFG when he and Booker T had some words and they went off to where
Yeah.
Keanu called Booker a euphemism for a female part that can also be used to call a cat. I'm
Yeah.
not saying that on the air because I'm a lady and I'm not saying that. Despite what I'm wearing, I'm not saying that on the air.
Much appreciate that. You have class. That's good. I didn't see any of this LFG show. I know that was
No,
this
they played a clip of it.
right, and I'm just and what was that like season? I don't know if that was like season 1 and 2 because they even mentioned something too. Oh, season 2. They mentioned
I think it
something.
was season one. It was
Hmm.
I think it was season two. I can't remember exactly, but.
they mentioned a few things like he's been here for a while. I just don't remember him at all. But it was saying he was in the breakout and all this other stuff, and I was like, oh, really? I had no idea.
Well, he was
Uh,
also in Evolve, so
and Evolve. I agree with Jeffrey where he says, he's going to be a problem in WWE if you got a problem. Oh, Keanu's going to be a problem in WWE if you got a problem with Booker T. You really got a problem. Yeah, you don't really get to have a problem with Unk is kind of wild, right? But no, I thought he was gonna say he's a problem because this guy is just so angry. But we'll get to it later. Um, he called Booker T a meow, and George just highlight because I know this was totally for me, and he's absolutely wrong. Rey Mysterio is the greatest luchador of all time. Well, you're the only person saying that. I haven't heard anyone ever say that ever. Like no one says that ever. And you just want to go against the grind, and that's okay. Sabrina Stella, I don't want to even. He yelled at Shawn. That's when he became a huge babyface for me. One Jeffrey, when he sat here and he yelled at Shawn Michaels, because look, I have minor respect for Shawn Michaels. So, and everyone knows I hold a grudge on what he did to one Bret the Hitman Hart. And you could say, well, that was like 30 years ago. Do you want to move on? No, I don't. I want to carry this on and keep moving forward. So Keanu, I almost said Keanu Reeves. I wish Keanu Reeves did yell at him, but I don't think Keanu Reeves yells. But Keanu Carver, you have done God's work, and I appreciate it. I can't guarantee you that you'll get to heaven, but I sit here and say I salute you, sir, for yelling at him. You should have ripped the door off. You should have just ripped off the. He should have ripped off the doorknobs. Just keep him in the room. Then he can never get out. Like Shawn Michaels be like, "Oh, I can't get out of the room because Keanu Carter just ripped the doorknobs off." Matter of fact, I keep saying Keanu Reeves, Jesus. But Keanu should have probably just picked up his room and threw it. I don't know, because he just looked like he could do it. I don't know. I think he's like the fourth strongest black guy I've ever seen. I gotta give you guys a list of my strong tier of black people and who's strong. But carry on once, Sabrina Estella.
so after all that fun, which they also did show a clip backstage of Maxine Dupree's official husband talking up LFG backstage when we saw Keanu storming out of Shawn Michaels' office, cursing up a storm like nobody's business.
Good.
We then had Josh Briggs versus Shiloh Hill, the first NXT Championship qualifying match, which starts with Shiloh getting Briggs into the corner, Briggs getting in with some kicks, the near fall, they fight on the floor, and then they're back in the middle of the ring. Another throw into the corner from Briggs to Shiloh, and double legs into the ground, get some punches in here and there. There were body drops everywhere. There were back body drops, lots of lariats, butterfly falcon arrow here and there, a couple of choke slams, and a moonsault. But a back suplex neckbreaker later, Shiloh Hill becomes the first to qualify for the ladders match for the vacant NXT Men's Championship.
I think one of the things that caught my attention, and I don't know if it was something I like, and maybe in the morning I'll have a like an official answer or stuff like that. But something that I guess I would say I appreciated is that they went in this direction where Josh Briggs, he's pretty established on NXT, right? Like the crowd, they even chant, was it like "Go away, Josh" or something like that? So he's established, and you have someone like Shallow Hills who is still getting familiar with the crowd, and like having him in it, and then we're going to talk about the other two individuals that had the qualifying match. I just thought it was just a great way of trying to get some of these new talents over. They said this is a new era, and I feel like that gets thrown around a lot. Like, oh, it's a new era, it's a new era, this era, this era, that. I could appreciate that they really gone with some of these newer faces instead of the more. And you still need some of those established talents in there, no, for sure. But I do like that they're adding some newer faces. That I mean, there's people who do watch Evolve. I know I don't, and you
I've
know,
seen some, I haven't finished all of
right,
it.
right. And honestly, it's really hard to. I say all the time, it's very hard to watch all this wrestling. If you can do it, shout out to you. But I do, I do in fact go outside. It's hard. I mean, you got Monday Night Raw, you got NXT on Wednesday. You have Dynamite and Evolve. Thursdays now. I mean, there's always Impact has always been
You
on
got
Thursdays,
TNA
but
on AMC, then you got
damn it,
Friday Night SmackDown, then you got Collision on Saturdays.
all right. I feel like a younger me in 2005, six or whatever, I would have ate this all up. But it's just hard as an adult. Matter of
To
fact,
keep
Monday Night
up.
Raw. Yeah, matter of fact, Monday Night Raw. It was hard for me to watch it yesterday because I had to work, so I did not catch. It started at what 2 p.m. I mean, yeah, 2 p.m. So I missed a good portion of it. So
Well, I mean, that's what social media is for, and it gave me my new favorite clip of Belfast singing that Logan Paul is banned from Japan.
I did see that. That was
Belfast
wild.
doesn't forget.
Belfast do
Belfast
not.
didn't forget.
No, no, they didn't forget. But the match, it was fine.
I
It was
mean,
fine.
WWE, think about it. You can't have a world champion that's banned from one of the biggest megas of wrestling ever.
Oh,
Because if he's
I,
supposed to travel, how was he supposed to defend over there for house shows? They can't even get in the country.
I do think at some point though they do put that World Heavyweight Championship on him. Now,
I don't
keep in
want that
mind,
to happen, but I know it's going to happen.
I
I was
feel like
talking
it
about
is.
this with someone else.
Yeah, I think there was a period of time where I didn't see it, but I could see it happening a lot more now. Um, but when it comes to that part, I just don't think he will go. Because they've done that before with champions where they just go like they can't leave the country or they can't go in this particular this area, and they just don't. Either they don't go or they write him off in some kind of way, or maybe he doesn't hold it long enough for him to go to Japan. But I don't
So he could
know.
lose it in like 5 minutes? I'd be fine with that.
Of course, you would be happy with that. I know you. That
Listen,
that
I
would
have
bring
no
a
shame
judge.
when it comes to my very strong dislike to Logan Paul.
That's
The
fine.
man has done horrible, horrible things. And because people don't want to remember or don't give a damn, he still has a following.
And you know what? That's all fair. Jeffrey says, side note, Keanu Carter has always had his temperatures evolve debut. Didn't know that. Charmaine
Yep.
says, EC Chris Harris he
I know
hasn't
I
been in.
showed it to him. I showed it to him this morning.
That was hilarious. You know, the executive consultant, he gets in there. He walks as fast as Andre the Giant from 1994, and I immediately chuckled. And I immediately sat here and said, "This guy right here won the executive one." But you gotta check it out though. And the ring gear. Oh, I fell out. The black Vita with the sweats. Are you kidding me? I wear that stuff when I'm just going outside to buy some out of Rite Aid. Fantastic stuff from the executive one. But check it out. He was out there in the Rumble or the Battle Royal, and he lasted, you guessed it, 4 seconds. And even then, that's too much. Let's move on to the next thing. The Tony D'Angelo ruined it after the match. Tony
Yes,
D'Angelo,
because
he just,
afterwards he
yeah,
got bored and wanted to send a message to Ricky for whatever reason. Lays both Briggs and Hill and Shiloh out with spine busters and stared down Ricky on his way out.
Tony D'Angelo, he's this guy, man. He just, you know what I appreciate though? He doesn't throw paper on people anymore. Y'all remember that? For the first few weeks, he would just throw black paper. Now he just beats people up. I
Now
think
he
he,
throws him down in the ring with a spine buster.
yeah. Now he just goes on. It's giving what they're trying to. It's giving like, and I don't even want to compare it because it's just too different, like very very different. But him not talking and attacking, it just reminds me of Sting from '96, where well, he was on no one's side. He didn't talk. The only thing he's not doing, he doesn't have the face paint, and he's like above ground, staring at his opponent from above. But it just gives me like Sting vibes from '96, and I can see someone like, "What do you mean?" And I'm like, "Dude, just leave me alone." What we got? Almost this Saturday is Saturday night main event. Yes, it is. We got good Chris in the chat. We always appreciate you being in the chat, sir. Hi, beautiful Sabrina Estella and handsome bad guy Jack. Fallon Henley is so fine. She is a pretty girl. She is a very, very pretty girl. Logan Paul is my favorite to win the Rumble. I don't see him winning. Tony D is a even in the chat, he finds a way to irritate one Sabrina style. Tony D is puzzling. We can't figure it out. They're setting something up for Tony D'Angelo. Absolutely. I'd see Tony D'Angelo in 2026 winning that NXT championship. I don't have a pinpoint. I don't have it pinpoint, but yeah, he's gonna win that championship. I said he reminded me of Sting. See, you see it because you know what it is. Wrestling fans, I like that Sting Crow gimmick. It was the best. It was fantastic. Mad Dog, you must be smoking something. I don't think Mad
He
Dog smoked.
must he must be because you'd have to be out of your mind to think that.
I don't see Tony D. I don't see. I say Tony D. I don't see him winning the Royal Rumble either because I don't. He's not in it. But I don't see Logan Paul winning. And I also want to sit here and say I don't believe Mad Dog does any. I don't think he partake in the loud. I don't think he does any of that stuff. I just think
He probably
he's.
doesn't, but with some of the stuff he says, you would think that. But anyways, after that, you get a
Ooh.
quick little shot of Soul and Zara chatting backstage about what happened at TNA Genesis, which is Lei Yingling is still Knockouts champion. Soul said she wanted Zarya to win clean, and Zarya complained about her shoulder being sore, and if that cost them the match tonight, she cannot be blamed for it. And after that, we get Kale Dixon and Uriah Connors versus the frat project. I mean, swipe left. I mean, swipe right.
I'll make sure I was doing it right. Like that. That's how they do it. Oh.
Like on your phone when you're on the dating app.
Ah.
That's what the swipe right thing means. Because swipe right means yes, you like them, and then they might match with you. Swipe left means no, thank you.
Okay. Fair
But
enough.
anyways, as it starts, Chase U, they're in control while in the early beginnings of it. They send Swipe Right to the floor with a super kick, and they dive and they throw some steroids onto them. But we see that Brad Baylor, God, that's a stupid last name, is cutting off Uriah Connors while seeing Lex King watching backstage. And he looks like he needs to use the restroom with the face he's making.
Oh Lord. Oh Lord.
But Ariana Grace and Stax show up and he just walks off with them, just like ignoring everything. So they keep doing the back and forth. All of the men get in the ring at some point. And unfortunately, with the double stomp onto Kale Dixon, Ricky Smokes pins him for the victory.
So can you just say for me, did Chase University win?
No, they did
And I
not win. Swipe right won, so
justice. That's what I call this, justice. Anyone who's been watching the show long enough knows how I feel about that fraudulent university Chase U. And you know what? Swipe right, the Vanity Project, whatever the hell these kids are. I like your style. I am a
well, when it's
big
all
fan.
three of them, they're the Vanity Project. When it's just those two Chad wannabe frat brothers, they're swipe right.
Love all of this. Bad Guy Jack is a big fan of swipe right, swipe in the middle. I don't care how you want to
I just
swipe.
want to swipe them right off my TV screen. That means they're
You know,
doing their job.
Sabrina Stella, that's so rude. You know what?
I've been watching their stuff on Evolve. I can't stand them, which means again they're doing their job. They're heels.
And honestly, tonight they were the greatest babyface in all of America, if you ask me. Maybe top five.
I thought
What they
Keanu
did,
Carver was the greatest babyface of the night for going off on Shawn Michaels.
you know, uh, don't put me on the spot like that ever again. That's very rude. Don't ever
I'm
make me have
not
to say
listen. I'm just
that was
saying.
incredibly rude. Like I'm not picking. Just like me having to pick between my children. Don't do that. Yeah,
But you only have one, and that's Mr. Cad.
you should see him right now. He's sleeping on the bed. He's so. Mwah! I love that cat. But he's right. That's my only kid. But he's the leader of the Jack Pack universe. right? He's asleep. He ain't listening to me. But I like Swipe Right. But I'm with Jeffrey with this. Andre Chase got to give this up. This university is not hot. Listen, we talked about the cold weather. Nothing's colder than Andre's university. That bad boy, there's no heat. I can see my breath. I think when I walked on the floor, I slipped and cracked my hip, and I think I broke my clavicle. There is no heat in this school at all. This school, I mean, where did he even get the money to revive this school? I was promised last year when the great
Wasn't
Rich
it like
Holland,
2 years ago?
was it 2 years ago? Either way, I was promised this university would disband. It's gone, and it's still on my television. And I just don't think that's right. I think it's the greatest injustice of all. You know, possibly even entering top injustice in all 2027, if I may be, if I do say so myself. And I think this is awful. So, you know, them beating this terrible school, I love it. It's great. Andre Chase, and you know what else I love too? And I know George, he's not a fan of this because he did the emoji like this, and that actually hurt because I really slapped myself.
So
Terrible.
November 19th, 2024 was when Ridge Holland defeated Andre Chase with the match with the stipulation that if Andre lost, Chase University would be no more.
And Andre
Listen,
Chase
you want to blame somebody for bringing back Chase, you blame the two that were in that room, because if it wasn't for them, Andre would never have had the courage to bring it back.
And once again, justice on my television tonight. I enjoyed it as I drank my guava mango juice. I forget what it was. I just know it was two things that was sweet, and it is fantastic. I have my ginger ale, no more ginger ale, and it's very upsetting because I'm a big fan of ginger ale. But yeah, no, this Chase University is really not hot though. If we're being quite honest though, hasn't been hot since they don't have Duke and Thea anymore. That's when it was on fire. But I do sit here and say, if you break up the Chase University again, what did they have for Andre Chase? Because I don't think they have anything but that.
They probably didn't have anything else, which is why they brought this back in the first place. But
Possibility.
speaking of Thea Hale, we have Lola Vice rolling up on Ava Rain backstage with Thea Hale running in, admitting that open challenges are risky, but she's ready for her rematch. But Lola says, however, she is up next for her match because she did beat Kaylani to have a chance to go against Izzy. But Ava says, I ain't got no time for this. I'm booking a three-way for the NXT Women's North American Championship on February 3rd.
Okay. So I was reading the chat, but keep going.
After that, we have a sit-down interview with Keanu Carver, who's upset at being here and scoffs at the idea that he'll lose in the ladder match. His disciplinary problems get brought up, and he gets up and storms off. He gets tangled in his mic, and when Blake Chadwick tries to help him out, Keanu swats his hand and walks off.
I'm gonna talk about that, but real quick, we got Chris here. Chris Carter 7128. Hope I'm saying it all correct here. It feels like
Chris McCarty.
McCarty, there we go. Chris McCarty. Chris McCarty. What's going on, man? It feels like they're going to have Jericho or someone like The Miz be the head of the Vanity. No, I don't see that. No, I don't see that. I think when Jericho comes back, he's going to be on the main roster. And Miz is doing,
Miz is doing Miz things on the main roster. He might be working a little bit and not always having all the matches, like he's still making his money.
I don't think she's gonna be added to the match. I think we're gonna have a one-on-one with her, and
we're gonna have the triple threat match. Izzy's gonna retain the belt, and Tatum will have her match against Izzy.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. This Keanu Carver. Yeah, I had to ask you, who's this?
Blake Chadwick.
Blake Chadwick. They hate this man so much. Everyone hates Blake.
I don't like Blake Chadwick.
No, hear me out. Hear me out. Like, Blake tries to help this man. And he's like, don't touch me. And you see the guy go, oh, he's fighting. And then later in the night, he's trying to get the word from Tony D'Angelo. And OTM walked behind. Now, they could have easily walked around this man. And they said, nah, pushed him to the side. Get out of my way. Everyone hates Blake. And you know what? I do too. He didn't do anything to me, but you know what? I think, you know what I think? I bet he's the kind of guy when he makes his peanut butter and jelly sandwich, he cuts the crust off. And you might say, what's the problem with that? You're too fancy for me. And I don't want to be around that. So I love all of this. This is great. I'm hoping next week someone just runs over his foot and spills milk on his kneecap. I don't know why I want all these things, but I want this to keep going. It should be a gag, you know. Matter of fact, put him in the same room as Shawn Michaels and let Keanu rip the doorknob again, and they're both stuck in the room. Love that. Keanu, can I just say real quick? I was talking about Andre Chase earlier, right? So we got, if I can real quick here, one Sabrina Estella. I came prepared, sort of. Come on, phone, don't fail me now. So we're gonna have 3 number 1 contenders matches, and one of them is Keanu Carver against Andre Chase. They hate this man so much they put him in the ring with the angriest black man. Andre Chase is going to be massacred on live TV, and you know what? I will be there for it live, and I'll be there for the review live. And you know what? I think I have a picture for this. Let me see if I can have a really great picture for this. I know I have to have something here to show the glee. Here we go. This will be my face when Andre Chase get ripped apart. That's right. Laughs and MFer. I'm trying not to curse so much here, guys. But there we go. That would be my face next week. They hate this man, and it shows. And you guys can't tell me I'm wrong. You know why? Because I'm not. So good job. Who did this? Shawn Michaels? Ava? You know what? Ava, I will not call awful Ava for this. She has done a really fantastic job to put the final nail in Chase University. And don't worry, when I take over the university, Jeffrey, you will be the dean. Sabrina Estella, you could teach. You could do music. You seem like someone who could do music. And
I'm not that good at music. I could probably teach a class on fashion and such, but
then you'll do something with fashion. And I look for, and the mascot is Mr. Cat. No, non-negotiable. He is the mascot. Everyone has to deal with my cat being the mascot, right, baby? He nodded his head. Let's go on for the next day before I keep going into this rant.
so we get Miss Parker making her way into the crowd, into the ring, in the mic. She says she knows she's been away for a while and things are different, but she's here, she's been watching closely, says Kendall Gray deserves her flowers. Mariah Monroe acts like the spotlight owes her rent, no flowers. She saw everything and no, she didn't rush back with any explanations or excuses because she made a promise to herself that her work would speak for itself when she came back. Everyone has their own opinion about her, how she's not good enough, how she should smile more, talk less. All right, to each their own, and she has days where she feels like she can't catch a break and she might not be able to catch a break. But she catches eyes and attention, and when she walks in a room, she promises you'll feel it because that room gets a little tighter and the air gets harder to breathe. It's not because of dust, that's pressure. And she sits up just a little straighter because she deserves every inch of space she takes up. And she's not going to pretend like she fits in a box made by a walking insecurity. Lights go down. Mariah Monroe calls for the spotlight and appears on the balcony, same way when she debuted. She said that in case Jada needs a reminder and calls for lights, all right, you can turn the lights back on now. That she made a grave mistake interrupting her last week, but she get it. Jada feeds on attention and all she is talk. She doesn't get to come back and stand in the way of Mariah Monroe. Jada says that you talk so much because if she ever stops, you might have to actually prove something. That was a good one. I hadn't heard that. That was a good one.
I
Don't mess
Jada
with
was
Miss Parker, ladies and gentlemen, because
no, I think Jada was great on the mic. I think she's great, and I'm seeing George. He says Jada needs championship. When I saw this promo, right, I thought she was authentic. She, you could just tell she's not scripted. She's just real. Like she goes out there, she fills the room, and she just pours her heart out. And I thought she was really, really great at this. And when you said that, I remember thinking like, man, I could see this year being the year she wins some gold. Is it the NXT Women's Championship? Is it the NXT North American Championship? I don't know. I feel the North American Championship would be a great first championship for her to win. I think it is time. I think Jada has put in the work, the time. My only thing always with Jada was just the finisher. I just don't. I just think that's a wild finisher. But it's just me being a guy who's close to 40 sitting there saying, I remember a time where finishers were this, But other than that, Jada's the whole package. Um, so yeah, I don't really have much to say, and everyone knows what Blake can do, and what she brings to the table. But I thought Jada's promo here was really good, really really pretty damn good. So yeah, yeah, I have nothing much more to say, and let's get into the chat real quick, and we'll keep moving on. Uh, I'm gonna make sure we got all this. I want to make sure. Okay, boom. Let's go. Okay, yeah. We'll start from here. I think Thea deserves her rematch. The Miz hasn't won a singles match in 23. Jeez, look at you with the stats. Keanu bullied that man. He very much so bullied that man. JC's going to push him next. Okay. That's too. That's that's too far, bad guy. What did I say that was so far?
Talking about your rant on Blake Chadwick.
I might have to watch it back and see if I can find a clip for there.
I'm gonna need a
Okay.
couple too, so.
And then, okay. New Age, Nation of Domination, Keanu Kara, Obafemi, R-Truth, Javon Evans. I'm not sure why you put it, mention them in the same sentence. So please just let
I
them.
think we can take a wild guess why.
Well, it can't be because they're all black, because New Age is not black. Because I'm
Would
sure
you
he
like to
means
tell them that?
unless it's a new age, because I see new age. I don't know if it means new age outlaws or there's a new age attack team. I don't know about. So please elaborate. Keanu's gonna push Andre so bad they're just gonna. I wanted to read that so bad. That's why I chuckled. I thought that was actually really funny. Just Chase, like he's gonna beat the Andre out of him. We got Ugg. We got G the Dean. Love that with the trophy. Jada Parker needs a championship. I'm with you on that. Miss Parker. Miss Parker. That's such a great chant, too, by the way. But I love the video. There was a video earlier of her when she was coming into the NXT arena. And it was
And
similar
everybody
to
was
what,
chanting it.
huh?
And everybody was chanting it.
Yeah, it's so great. It gave that vibe of, because they do this on the Jennifer Hudson show where they have like that walk where they walk and they'll sing a song or something that was related to the
Yes,
person.
the
So that's what they
producers and everybody that works on the show does that.
Yeah, no, I think that's really. I don't watch the show, but when I see that, I'll be like, oh, that's pretty cool. Love the side of Jada. Agree, George. She does need a championship. That is from Sad. What is going on, Sad? I didn't even know he was in the chat. Jada Parker for the NXT Women's Championship. I think the North American Championship would be a good first start, personally. But it's possible she could win that. Not everyone who comes through NXT needs to hold gold. Liv Morgan, Alexa Bliss never held NXT gold. Many male, and that's true. That's absolutely true. Bianca Belair, she was in NXT and she didn't hold no championship. And there's a bunch of other names too that you could go by that didn't. And then when they went to the main roster, it was a totally different vibe. Hell, I think Roman. I don't even know if he was really on NXT. I know he did the stuff for FCW, but I remember that episode of NXT where Seth defended the championship against Big E. So I don't know if he had a run in NXT, but there are people. You're right, they haven't. But I think Jada should get the championship at some point. Blake Monroe versus Jada Parker is going to be a great little feud. North American Championship first. Oh, I'm sorry, I clicked the wrong thing. But right, she needs a new. That's all she needs. I think a new finisher would do wonders for her, personally. What's this thing? Yes, Jada is the whole package, 100%. The Nation of Domination was a black group. Yes, I'm fully aware of that. If you are going to make the new age group,
If you're
you
gonna
will.
make them a new age group, make them a new age group.
Make them the same nationality. I don't think you have to always do that. That's not true. You can make a group and everyone has a different background. Roman was on NXT. Okay. Just wanted to get to the chat, but go ahead. What's the next thing we got here? When Sabrina
So we
steps in.
have Ava chatting with Miles when Elio interrupts, and she gives a pep talk. Ricky goes through walks through to go to the commentary desk again, and Miles stops him. Ethan rolls up and asks what Miles is going to show up, the winner or the guy that always loses, and Ricky excuses himself to leave. Ethan tells Miles the choice is his, but it's pretty obvious which way he should go. And then after that, we get quick little promos from Sean and Eli about their qualifications for the match. Eli cuts a quick little promo about how he grew up 5 minutes down the road from the Performance Center because he is an Orlando boy. And his whole career has led to this moment, and he's hungry to win the NXT title, which had one of my favorite matches of the night, which is Eli Knight versus Shawn Legacy for the NXT Men's qualifying match.
That was a
And
good match. Good.
and as everybody that watches knows, I do go around Central Florida and occasionally South Florida recording wrestling matches. And I do have a couple videos of him still on my channel. A couple tag matches with his tag partner, and one solo match he had. And he is a very talented individual, and so is Shawn Legacy. So seeing them go back and forth, it was definitely a battle of strength versus speed, no pun intended. And I thoroughly enjoyed this match. But when Eli goes for the moonsaults, Shawn got his feet up and hit him with an Argentine backbreaker, rack dropped onto a corkscrew ace crusher to qualify for the ladder match.
You know, with some of this new talent here, it's almost like NXT can never go like stale because they these guys were really good. I saw Sean Legacy when they were out here in New York. And I forgot who was I forget the guys. Gotta forgive me. I don't watch Evolve. I know that the champion. He's a part of
Jackson Drake.
Jackson Drake. You know that's hilarious because like I don't know if Drake is like a last name, but Jackson sure as hell is a last name. I know because it's my last name. So
Well,
if I
there
have to
are a few people that use Drake as the last name. There is another indie wrestler who also works with NWA by the name of Hunter Drake.
this match, and real quick, because we got some new people who stopped by in the chat, and we want to salute you guys. We got Maurice, what's going on? He says, "What up, Tuesday night peeps? What's going on, Maurice? It's always great to see you in the chat." And we got Damian Jones. It's always a pleasure seeing you, my guy. He says, "It's Tuesday night, which means another live NXT review show with the wrestling doll with it and all, and the man, the myth, the legend, and his hair, white
In
tee."
his what tea?
The Bad Guy Jack, 2026 potential show of the year. And let me tell you something, Damian Jones, we're going to do it again. We're going to go back to back because we are the best. There's not too many shows. Look, I got to sit here and be professional and talk about how, hey, these other shows, they're great. But I got to sit here and tell you, they're not on our level. They try, they do it, and then they get winded and they get tired, and then things happen. Look, have you not seen Unc Willie? You could barely see him because he's always taking a nap. But he's around. He rubbed the Bengay on the knee, takes the nap, and then when he's wide awake, then he does that. But potential means we will, and when we do, we'll sit here and salute you guys because the reason our numbers are so good and stuff is because you guys are with us, and when we climb up high, we make sure to bring you guys with us. Except George, he pisses me off, but I salute you, George. I said salute the host. We got said feels like NXT got gutted with Trick, Oba, Javon, and there's a lot more gutting to be going on to the main roster. The women's division is still high. The women's division is fine. And, you hear these potential call-ups like Blake, and I heard JC, and then there might be some other names. They're going to keep going, but I think the beauty of having like something like Evolve, they can bring someone out. Like we're talking about Eli Knight. Yeah. You're talking about Kendall Gray. We're talking about Shawn Legacy, and they could have these people be caught up. There's another one that we're not even talking about in the women's division. Miss Armstrong, Kylie Armstrong.
Sally Armstrong.
Yeah, I think that the NXT roster is going to be fine when they do call up because they're just calling up a lot of people, and I don't think they're done, honestly. And also in TNA, listen, not for nothing, I laughed on SmackDown. So we did a TNA review, the one and only TNA review show, because it was a debut episode on AMC, and we realized Leon Slater wasn't on. It said traveling issues, right? Visas issues, and I'm pretty sure that's what it was. But seeing him on SmackDown made me go, yeah. Yeah,
That was for the traveling issues.
yeah, right. It's not long. I won't. I don't know what his contract looked like, but he is totally WWE bound. He is very much WWE bound, and I laughed at that. I just thought that was.
Listen, anything is possible can happen. I mean,
Mhm.
last Tuesday, when mentioning about the Rascals because of two of their contracts not being renewed,
Mhm.
I said there was a possibility that all of them were going to dip on out of there and go somewhere else.
He did.
And they did.
Yeah, he
They
did.
went over to AEW, which hopefully they get a semi-decent push that does not just last for a couple months. And then people saw, like, where's Trey? And there's a million one articles trying to say whatever just to figure out what's going on. But the one that I'm going to believe is the case is him just stepping back and taking a break from wrestling for his mental health.
Yeah, and I mean, I heard rumors and stuff like that. I don't know what's true and anything like that. All
It's
I was
hard to know
there,
what's true when there's a million and one stories and they all sound crazy.
right, and
I'm just going to stick with the one that sounds reasonable, which
I,
is taking a break
I,
for
I,
mental health.
yes, I will sit here and stand with that. I will go with mental health. You want to take a break? Do that because your mental health is the most important thing in the world. So I'm going to go with that, and hopefully at some point, because it do feel a little odd without him. And I saw the
It does because he was part of that for a very long time. I mean,
yeah,
just two
but I
years ago, I went to the only TNA taping that I'd ever went to, and I saw him live, both him and Zachary. So it
mhm.
was a fun time with that one.
Yeah, and I hope eventually he does get he joins his boys. I mean, and I hope this the best for the Rascals. They just seem like a bunch of fun dudes. I mean, even that interview that they had, and when they opened the door and all you saw was smoke. I was waiting for Snoop to come out, but it wasn't. He wasn't there, so it was just those guys.
Well, every time they do that in the circle thing, it reminds me of that 70s show.
Seth says NXT needs Powerhouse Hobbs. I feel like if he's going to WWE, that would be his first stop. And that's not
I
just
mean,
me saying
well,
that.
I
A lot of people
mean,
say,
and he might have a moment or two with Ricky and Ethan,
you know,
especially Ricky.
you could touch back on that and have him as the bodyguard for Ricky, but I don't know if they want to do that. I mean,
No, I mean, not necessarily like a bodyguard, but have
right,
something with him eventually at one point. I'm not saying right away either.
sure. No, totally understood. Marie says Miss Parker gets called up before. I'm pretty sure of that.
Everything is gonna happen before y'all get GTA 6, okay?
I know. That's true. That's true. Jordan Grace got called up to the main roster and is on SmackDown. Yes, and it looked like she's going to be going against Jade Cargill for the Women's Championship, and I just do not like that for her. So Jade is going to destroy Blake, so Blake could go to the main roster. This could be her
If it
swan
happens,
song.
it happens, and if it doesn't, it
I
doesn't.
don't. I don't have a like a clear cut answer on this one. I saw the rumors about her potentially being called up, so possibly, but I don't know for sure. What we got here? We got Jeffrey. Can't wait to see Chantel.
Chantel Monroe, another evolved talent.
There's more
Who's very
Monroes.
talented.
There's another Monroe. All right.
Let me
Is
double
that the
check to
cousin?
see.
I think Blake.
Well, considering the fact that Chantel Monroe is actually a woman of color, I assume
Oh,
she's not a cousin of
well,
Mariah Monroe.
well, she could be a cousin from the far, far west. Who knows? I think that I think Blake should go to SmackDown, but I feel like, and I think you're gonna say like Raw. I feel like SmackDown's getting everybody. Can we switch it up a little bit, please? I know that SmackDown need people, but Jesus Christ, it seems like every time someone goes, it's just like SmackDown. SmackDown's become a tornado, a vortex. It's like, oh look, I left the NXT thing, and it just gulfs you up. It just go, meow. I don't think that's what a tornado sounds like. They might put Blake on Raw. Well, I'm hearing Oba's going on the Raw. I think he should have been on SmackDown, but I don't know. NXT needs Powerhouse Hobbs. We got AW already got those guys like the Rascal. No offense to them, but if they're happy, I'm cool. Who are like the Rascals on AW? Educate me here, my friend. The
That
true.
what?
He was saying AW already has someone. Already have people that are like the Rascals.
If you're the closest thing you could possibly think of that is the lackadaisical attitude of Orange Cassidy. That's the closest thing I could think of. Like his like seemingly carefree attitude, but when he's in the ring, it's like complete change up.
Okay. Yeah, because I can't think of anyone on AEW that's similar to them. Um, I'm sorry, I just can't think of anything. So please, enlighten me. But hey, look, they got another trio, and that's going to be great for the All Elite Heat podcast crew because they could talk about it. And I hope you guys join them tomorrow, right after Dynamite goes off the air. But what do we have? Oh, real quick about this stuff about Eli. I thought Eli should have got the dub here, but Sean Legacy not a bad pick. Sean Legacy, he has a really great look to him. And he was good. I hope though that there's something about Eli Knight that just catches my attention where I'm just like I really want I want the best for him. I think I just there's
He
something
tends to
about
do that. He tends to do that,
yeah.
especially
Yeah.
when I first saw him, and like when I first saw him as a tag team member, because it was at a 420 show.
Oh, that must have been fun.
Oh, it was. It was an absolute blast, and he and his partner were the main event, along with some other wrestler friends of mine that I know and love. And it was a hell of a show. And then at the next day, I saw them at a GCW show happening in Tampa that same day. I'm not in Tampa, in Orlando.
Oh, okay. Nice. So you
Here's
got to
Chantel, by
see.
the way.
Oh, okay. Pretty gal. Okay. All right. Um, what was I gonna say here? But yeah, it was a good match. I thought these guys went out there and kicked ass, and I think the future is bright on the NXT brand. So
Yes, it
good,
is.
good job.
Eli Knight has a very bright future, and I know a lot of y'all are going to keep going with the whole LA Knight type thing just because they have the same
Yeah,
last name. And
that's his cousin from the east.
and has the X name that Eli used to use. Listen, that's another one that used Drake as a last name. LA Knight.
I remember Eli Drake. Yeah, I remember. I've
And
been
after
watching
the
I've been watching
match,
wrestling since Bruno San Martino won Sabrina Estella. I know this. I am a wrestling encyclopedia. That's why I challenged the executive to this, and he trembled in his old people's shoes as I sat here and I told him, "You don't stand a chance, EC." And I gave him a chair just to let him know he didn't stand a chance because I said sit,
so you basically told him he had no chance in hell.
and I did this right after I walked out like this, swung my
You walk
arm
out
back.
like Bushwhacker Luke,
Yeah, who?
like Bushwhacker Luke.
No, he does like this. I gotta sit here and say, I gotta pull the curtain back here. Once Sabrina Stella sent me this video, and I wasn't prepared for
It's
any of
viral
it.
on the internet, okay? So other people
No,
are saying this.
no. I actually wish that she recorded this thing because when she
I
sent it to me,
did.
you did? You recorded my reaction?
Not your reaction. I recorded that happening over there. I looked away though,
I'm
waiting
gonna
for it to
I'm
be over.
I'm going to demonstrate for everybody. So after the show, we were high-fiving. It was a dope show. We're like, yeah, we did that. So she said, hey, take a look at this, Jack. So I take a look at it. And I looked at it. And this was my reaction. When anyone see it? I couldn't believe what I was watching. And I sat there and I said, oh my God, my virgin eyes. Ah! Help me! Help me, Mr. Cat. I woke up my cat. I was traumatized. I was
You were traumatized. I saw that in person and recorded it, and it's going to be put up on the internet publicly before we know it.
I said
So I did get traumatized.
I said I wouldn't curse, but I'm going to say this one time. I was fucked up, and I was so badly messed up. I put a nightlight on because I was traumatized. I was scared that the Bushmaster, the Bushmaster ghost was going to do that to me. I even hid my
He's
face.
not dead. Yes, Jeffrey, he did do the stink face.
Oh,
I'd ask people that I was with, I'm like, did he normally do that? And they were like, no. So I'm thinking to myself, why did he do it?
I think he had an itch that he wanted to get off because that
I think he was having fun with it. But there were a couple people who did not have fun, which were Sean and Eli, because after the match is over, Sean helps Eli up and shakes his hand. Tony D got bored and wiped him out too, and slams Sean on the floor in front of Ricky and shouts at him, but doesn't make no move to attack. Ava finally gets out there with guards, and they handcuff Tony D and they walk him out. And we
you know
have,
the
go ahead.
security should be fired. Like, as soon as Tony D'Angelo even appears, and these guys didn't even rush to the ring. They took their sweet time. They just sat here and be like, "Don't worry, Ava, we'll get that." These guys should be fired. I would never hire these individuals. Mm-mm-mm. Terrible, terrible. And I'm a man of justice, and I can sit here and say this was not justice. Awful. But carry on.
So we had a quick little video package from the calling. Sean Spears and Nico congratulating Izzy on proving herself before saying they're going to refocus on them tag titles. And Tony D is paraded that past Ava where she said she had no choice. And someone tries to get a word out of D'Angelo, but security puts him in a unmarked black SUV and drive him away.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Can we just get to that the Colin
Go ahead.
promo that I'm sorry, just because this blew my mind. Nico spoke. He did something else, and it impressed me. It impressed the hell out of me. He said, and then we should, right? Absolutely. That's the highlight of this. I was close to saying Nico talked. What? I couldn't believe it. And he was the one. And here's the thing. It wasn't even just he was talking. He came up with the master plan. Yeah, now me and Sean need to hold our end of the bargain. I said, wait, who the fuck said that? And I looked, I said,
Listen, we hadn't been shocked about anything involving Nico since we found out he was dating Roxanne Perez.
wait, he's dating Roxanne Perez?
Or it's either her or somebody else. I do not remember. I'm going to double
Okay, so
check.
how does that even work? In a relationship, you have to talk. What do? He just stands there? I'm sorry. I have nothing against Nico. He done nothing to me. I hope that he has a lot of success, but he just stands there. So when he does something else than stands there, it's impressive to me. I kid you not. I'm at the point. I look for things for him to do. Like when he did like this one time, I said, "Whoa, that's different. Way to go. Way to go, Nico. Okay, Nico, you're doing things." I don't know. I feel like if you just put a pen there, that no one would tell the difference. So him coming up with a master plan, I love that for him. Give him more things to do. I want to see Nico mop a floor now. I want Nico doing other things than just stands there. He just stands there, and it drives me wild. It's
Listen, I wasn't 100% sure. That's why I looked to check.
Wait, Shiloh Hill is dating Roxanne Perez?
Listen, it's like the same one when y'all were shocked to find out that Miles Bourne got Stephanie back here.
No, well, I get it with Miles. Miles is a pretty boy. That's the blonde hair and the muscles.
Listen, I was also just as shocked as when I saw who Elena Black, formerly known as Cora Jade, is dating now.
Yeah,
She
so
is
is that
with
TNA guy,
she's
right?
with TNA superstar Casey Navarro, which I have gushed about on the air because I do love him as a wrestler.
I want to say I
But when I
saw
saw
him.
that, I was like, "Holy shit!"
I want to say I saw him one time at a HOG show. He's pretty impressive.
Yeah,
I've seen only a
that's why
handful
that's
of
why he
stuff.
got signed.
Who?
That's why Casey got signed to TNA because he's an impressive talent.
He's an impressive talent. Good for him. It's not Neek. Okay. Let's get this. I wish. Says I wish Josh Briggs would stop talking. Why? What did he do to you, dude? Roxanne Perez is dating Shiloh.
I think
Thank
the
you.
fact that Josh Briggs is there and exists and talks
I see it's
is wicked.
bothering. I like Josh. He has a vest with smoke coming out of it. I think that's cool. I just want to see him go to a do you guys have a BBQ down there? Applebee's? Any of those
Yes,
kind of things? I just want him to go to one of those restaurants with the vest. Like, I just think that's cool. Yeah, they were both on LFG. Uh Mad Dog, Ava is still a bad GM. Don't you try to butter me up. You make me mad. So no. No, I don't agree with that. I like Ava. Ava is doing a fantastic job. I'm going the very opposite just because you said that. So how dare you? Miles got Stephanie, Lucky SOB. Wow. Lucky. George, you had no Jesus. Y'all so nasty to each other. Fuck that nasty.
Shots fired.
How do you not know George? George might have won over Stephanie. He might have said, "Hey, baby, would you like to wear a sweater like me? We can wear matching sweaters." And then George, George got a tight sweater game going on, man. I don't know. I think he could have.
I didn't say a word.
I'm just saying it out there for Jeffrey, because I think Jeffrey's being completely rude here. I think George might have had a chance. That sweater game, man. You kidding me? And then a little baby oil behind the neck. You might have had a chance there, kid. Hey, bad guy, did you hear about Don? Yeah.
You talked about it earlier.
Oh my God.
You were a little late on
that. Mad Dog, you make me. Oh, I wish I had telekinesis because I would just do it right here. I would just and then slam you to the wall because. Yeah, Don clearly deserves it. He runs a faction with 16 people. Have you not seen the picture? I have to do it one more time for my people. Look at us. It's more than 60 people. Look at us, including me and Mr. Cat. Now we're up to like 34. Look at that.
That should be 200.
Get this comment down. It's blocking my cat. That's rude. No, look at us. Look at us. The Don Callis family. Look at us. We're doing fantastic. We're eating good over here, and you're not welcome to eat with us. Except for you, Sabrina. You could join us. We have tacos over here. What else do we got here going on this show?
So we have the Vanity Project chatting backstage. Robert Stone comes up to tell Jackson Drake he's got Joe Hendry in his qualifying match next week. Say his name, and he appears. And he cuts a little promo on Jackson before leaving. And Ricky freaks out because the blonde person he was chatting with appeared to have been replaced by Joe Hendry when he came in. And then we have Dark State talking about how they're going to whoop Miles Bourne's ass next week and show that they got NXT on lock.
Poor guy. He must be traumatized after that. Like, you say this man's name.
Well, I'm traumatized having them on my TV, but that's just me.
Okay. Oh, that's hilarious. Oh, they're traumatized. You're traumatized because they're on your TV. Poor guy. He probably thought he kissed that young lady, and meanwhile it was Joe Hendry. I used to call him Henry, and I realized there was a D in there. I was like, oh, I got to put the D in. But yeah, no, it was a fine segment. Yes, we have tacos and I guess it says rotis.
Rotel? What is that?
I would love for that to be asked. I would love for an answer for that too, because I don't know. Jack, why do you have the spinner belt for the pick? Why not have the spinner belt? Why can't I bring a WWE Championship belt? Did you not see Dominic Mysterio? He's the AW champion. Why not? We just do things and whatnot. What else we got here, Sabrina Estella?
Oh, so Rotel dip is a queso dip with processed cheese, Rotel diced tomatoes with green chilies and ground beef.
Ooh. I would be down to. I've been thinking about doing food content. There was this thing. I don't know if you guys like chopped cheese, but this. Okay, that looks pretty good. It looks like a dip.
It is.
Oh, that's so good. I had these frozen burritos, and I was hungry, so I heat them up. And I had the Chick-fil-A sauce. I forget, it began with a P. It's like the best
The Polynesian sauce.
Oh, the best sauce ever. I dipped my burrito in there, and I was very happy. It was so good, too. And then I see Mr. Cat trying to take a piece. I said, you're a cat. You don't eat burritos. And then I ate it, and I did this. And then a piece of the taco fell, and I was very upset. I looked it up. But what else do we have here going on here? I don't know where is Cat. I think she's an Evolve. Is she not?
Yeah, that's what George said.
Okay. Oh, George did say that. Cool. Go ahead. I'm sorry. We wanted to make sure we got to that answer that, but go ahead.
So we now get to the main event, Fatal Influence, with Fallon Henley and Laney Reid versus the WrenQCC, versus Zaruca to determine the TNA Knockouts #1 contender, since the Elegance brand did win them from the Inspiration, who are now going to be leaving since their contracts are expired.
Oh wow. And I
So it
say,
starts
can I just say, it just seemed like such a terrible time for TNA to be losing a lot of its talent. The Rascals, Jake something, and now potentially
the
Inspiration.
Inspiration.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Seemed like a terrible time for them to be losing talent, especially when they just got these TV deals. But carry on.
Well, that's what this WWE deal is for as well, to try to see if they can get more people on there. But anyways, we have the RenQCC. They started off working Zarya over, then Soul comes in with Zarya holding her shoulder, fatal influences, wiping them out. And of course, the RenQCC tag in. Laney dives in on Zarya, a double crossbody, a diving move starts to the floor, and Ren and Kendall stand tall. And for a little bit, Fallon and Zarya form a quick little alliance to hit a doomsday device on Kendall. And it's just a lot of crazy back and forth. And there was a Blue Thunder driver, a springboard splash, super kick, belly to belly suplexes, the whole 9 yards. These girls gave everything, almost like it was a fight for their lives. And it essentially was. And around the end of it, they throw Laney back inside after uh, Fallon gets pulled off of the pin by Soul. Fireman carry to her. Laney breaks it up. Soul comes in. A Soul snatcher, a double one, takes them both out. Zarya hits the fireman carry, and the F5 or F6 onto Laney Reed makes Zaruca the #1 contenders for the TNA Knockouts Tag Team Championship. And they celebrate while the Elegance brand's personal concierge looks down from the crowd.
You know, maybe next week we'll get that picture going up. What Fatal Influence look like now? Because it's got to be me and you in that picture, and Mr. Cat. You know, I was thinking about so. Real quick, I want to give a shout out. Today is friend of the show and co-host for the Big Pop Day podcast one, Shay Sawyer. Today is her birthday, so if you have an opportunity, give her a write and just say happy birthday to her. She is fantastic, and I appreciate her very much. She's a really good friend, and when she would do the show with uh um Katrina, they were called the Meta Two. And I was like, hey, we need a cool name like that. And I think we should be called the Fatal Two. Now, we can still keep the NXT Duo. That's all kind of our slogan. But I like the Fatal Two, a little play on Fatal Influence. That's our thing. We're the influencers of Tuesday nights. I think that's something we should do because these people, I think they look forward to be influenced by us on Tuesday. We'll figure out a cool tag name and put it on the thing. So we'll figure it out. Let's talk about this match here. I wanted to throw out there something to think about because I mean we just keep winning show duo of the year. I mean we're just fantastic, if you will. Um, this match, Saruka should go to jail. That move should be illegal. Like I saw it, I immediately got very upset. I was very heated, and I sung like a thief in the night. That's what happened. Robbed from fatal influence. Robbed once again. Broad daylight HD, and I don't like any of this stuff. PS5 version got robbed before GTA 6, and this is awful. But you know what? I see it happening right now. Zaruca, Zarvaria, whatever they want to be called. What's going to happen is they're going to explode or explode. So there's going to be something that's happening here because earlier Zarya, oh my shoulder hurt, and if we lose, it's not on me. You can see that this group is not a unit like Fatal Influence, and I look forward to seeing them explode or explode. There's something with an explode in it. Bear with me here. Just
You
like
mean
Chase.
implode?
Yes, I mean all of that one. Sabrina, Estella, and I look forward to because they're not going to win those TNA Knockout Championships. The Elegant brand. Matter of fact, we did the show on Thursday, and now they introduced Mr. Elegant. What is going on with this group? There's was it Ash by Elegance? Who are the other two girls? I'm sorry. Do you know the other two girls? Does
I
anybody know?
believe it's Heather by Elegance and M
That's
by Elegance.
okay. Now we have Mr. Elegant. The guy is he who and this guy he doesn't even have Elegant in his last name. He gets a why is he get a pass? Why can't he be an Elegant? Is he
I don't
not
know.
good enough to be an Elegant? So if I joined this group, Jack Elegant, I don't like that. So I don't know what
The
to
Grace
expect.
Elegance Poobah.
I would absolutely. I would eat anchovy pizza before I accept that. And everyone knows I hate anchovy pizza. It's the worst. It's literally top 5 terrible pizza. And it's not just me saying that, by the way. But the match was good. I'm not even gonna lie to you. These women went out there. They all were kicking ass. The
Kicking ass and
RenQCC.
chewing bubblegum.
that was damn good. That was damn good. Yeah, so they were kicking ass at you in bubblegum, and they were all out of bubblegum. But these women really, really, they all like put it out there, and I mean, it just shows you why these gals half the time are main eventing because their women roster is just fantastic. So it was a fun main event. Um, you know, uh, you know what else too? I think too. I don't know if everyone feels this way, right? But I like that Ren is getting some I feel like people are starting to really see how good Ren is. I was seeing it for a
I've known it
while.
for a while.
I know you did because you even knew before she was Ren Sinclair. You
Ren
knew
Sinclair when she was
yeah,
Maddie WrenQCC. When
there
she
we
was
go.
on AEW Dark Forbidden and when she went on to NWA and become a NWA Women's Tag Team Champion over there.
Yeah, and I just think that people were starting to see something about one of the commentators. They said something and made me think that. But uh, all these women kicked ass. And yes, Jeffrey, I am very aware that bad enough Zaruca interrupted fatal. Exactly, they're rude. I mean, honestly, Tony D'Angelo should move over, and Zaruca and Zarya, because of their robbery in broad daylight, should be handcuffed and taken away to a Orlando facility or whatever they call the thing. All I'm saying is justice. And that's my problem. And you know what, Ava, I said I wouldn't say awful Ava, but I'm going to say it. Awful Ava, she didn't do her job. I mean, she had to have seen this injustice, but she did nothing because she doesn't care. She's just there for the paycheck, and she's getting paid lovely. And I want Ava to know I'm very disappointed in her GM skills. I have great GM skills. The game just doesn't tell me that. You ever play GM mode in 2K25? They'll tell you you're doing a terrible job. And you know how bad I was doing? I remember one time they said, I'm not happy and I'm ready to leave. What do you mean? I had you for 3 years. What are you talking about ready to leave? And then they leave. And it's just unbelievable. I hate that game so much. I hate that game. But that's the show. I could go into this random 2K25. I will be getting 2K26 so they can tell me again that my GM skill sucks. They have no shame on telling me that. Well, we got Marisa. I said Marcus. Bad guy about elegance and his fitted Goldberg. Goldberg? A Bill Goldberg shirt? A Bill Goldberg shirt. Okay. A Bill
You
Goldberg
know why
shirt.
he said that. You know why he
A
said that.
Bill Goldberg shirt. No, this guy knows me enough. We've had
That's
drinks
why he
together.
said that. That's
No,
why he said that.
and
To make you mad.
you know what? I hope you go to the circus. You have a good time, and an elephant just steps on your foot. And I just want you to know because that's the pain I'm feeling by that comment. That's very rude here. We got George. He said this is unbelievable. Jeffrey asks, "How many times you yell in that game?" I've thought about
Enough.
actually going. I thought about going. Maybe we can make that a treat. Would you guys like that for when 2K26 come out? We play it. I make my character. We do season, and maybe we put this on popular review. Have a sit down with me playing, and you guys get to see in real life. Why do I yell? I did 2K25. I stopped playing for a bit. Did the storyline with NXT, and I'm in this mixed tag match. It's me and Sabrina Carpenter. Don't ask me why I picked her, but I picked her. And I was very upset because she's not a carpenter at all. But we go against the tag team of JC Jane and Lexus King. I don't know why that's a pair, but that's a pair. And for whatever reason, my character spares JC Jane. And I said, this right here is not what I do. That's the wrong. Why would I spare her? Of all people, I would never do that. I immediately said this game has this is a
A vendetta.
disgrace. It is a vendetta. This is a tarnish on the bad guy name. Everyone that has known me and has ever seen me breathe know that I would never do such a thing. And I immediately said this game has. Guess what it has done? It's 2026. How many days of the year we're in? 20. I can say it right here. My blood pressure went through the roof when I saw that. Awful, awful, awful. But I'm done yelling. Let's talk about some of these shows here, because we got some stuff going on here on Unpopular Review. It's not just us here on Unpopular Review. We have so many things going on here. I saw the picture. I just can't find it now. They had this whole... is this it? No. Oh, this is it right here. Hold on. Let me get my announcer voice going. This is definitely old. because two of the... This is so old because does EC and Big Daddy Cool still work here? All right, let's take this down. On Mondays, you can catch right after Monday Night Raw goes off the air. You can catch Z the Silent N1, Outer Steam, Willie Beeman. They talk about Monday Night Raw right after it goes off the air. Tuesdays, you can catch us two right here. One, the sensational Sabrina, Estella, and the great grandpa.
Great grandson, Cuba.
Can I say I worked with Vinny on Friday, and it was a pleasure to work with him. I don't work with him all the time. And you know what he called me? The great Grand Slam Pumbaa. Poobah. Pumbaa. You know the fucking pig from Lion King? I couldn't be nothing else, but I had to be the pig from Lion King. The freaking pig.
Pumbaa.
No.
I did.
No. Don't you start calling me no Pumbaa.
I'm not going to call you that. I'm not going to call you Pumbaa. I would never.
I know you do because you have respect for me. I reported Vinny to the high ups, and I told him.
What do they do?
Absolutely nothing. Nothing gets done around here at all. You know that. You've worked there long enough to know nothing. But I do want that to be reported, and I want you guys to know, do not call me Pumbaa. I am Pooh-Bah. On Wednesdays, you can catch the All Elite Heat Crew with one Cactus Katie and the Sheriff. And once again, who's Bobby? Maybe we'll see him there. And on Fridays, you can catch Venomous Venny and Matt Mad Dog Kelly. I mean, at least you can say that name right? At least you can get that animal right. The fucking pig from Lion King. Now I gotta say, it means no worries for the rest of the days. It's our prophecy.
Problem-free philosophy.
Oh!
Listen, I grew up watching that movie. My mother told me I watched it on VHS every day for a month when I was a little kid.
So you know what? You gotta forgive me. I watched it in Japanese, so I missed the lyrics up completely. But no, it's a great song. Yeah, that graphic is so 2020, 2025. It really is. Such good job. Of course you would like that. Yeah, sure. Sure you wouldn't Jack Patrick? Who's Patrick?
Is this the Krusty Krab? No, this is Patrick.
Patrick. It's so funny. There's this whole compilation thing about how bad of a friend Patrick is. And I think about that one episode where it's SpongeBob and he had the color patties. And this one fish said, "Hey, that patty is purple." And he started laughing. Instead of Patrick supporting his friend, he joins in laughing. I love Patrick. He's a jerk. I'm dying. No, please don't. Hakuna Matata Jack. No. Let's not start doing that. I see BadGuy as more of a Mufasa. I hate Mufasa. He's a deadbeat dad. He left his kid to do. Where's my Timon? Here he is. Come here.
I was about to say.
Come here, baby. They wanted to see you. Say hi to the lovely people. You all right?
Okay, Judy.
You want to sit with me? There we go. I guess not. He's too good for
He
me.
wants to go. He wants to be cozy on your bed because he loves your scent.
Well, I appreciate it. He has respect for me to a way, in a way. And now he's just walking around. We need a shirt of you with the Don Callis family. We can make that a thing.
You can't even spell the last name of the Don Callis family right now. How dare you? You
Jesus.
talk all that about them. You can't even spell the last name right. It's
Yes.
Callis.
Oh, Sabrina. I can tell you passed a lot of spelling tests because that wasn't me. I got caught cheating on my fourth grade one, and I hated the girl ever since. But Sabrina and Stella, you have some great things going on here. We're going to wrap up the show, and we want to say thank you guys for joining us. But please, Sabrina and Stella, tell people where they can find you because you're on this thing called YouTube.
Well, you can find my YouTube channel, The Unofficial Camera Woman, where I go throughout Central Florida and occasionally South to record wrestling matches. I was at a couple of shows this past weekend, and I did get to see one Mr. Joey Janela main event a show on Sunday.
Oh, nice.
And I may also have a video of someone after a show, one of those talents on Saturday when I went to that show that I shared on my socials, that I will do it again.
All right.
This is the shining tool of the South, the patriarch of the trailer park, letting y'all know the unofficial camera woman is the best camera woman on the indies.
Hey, that's awesome.
Oh, I mean, he saw me before everything even started. He said that. I was like, you're going to say that again later. I'm going to record that because I need that for social media. I need it for everything.
No, that's fantastic. It well deserved and earned. I love that for you. Great stuff. And please continue to follow her stuff if you haven't subscribed to her stuff yet. But if you have, great. And just pass the word out there. For us here, we're still trying to get our groove here on Big Pop, especially with the audio stuff. We kind of go every other week in a way. And maybe later in the year we'll be consistent and do every week. But we do every other week. So we should have a new episode this weekend. It should be a great episode because honestly, Raw, I caught more of the end of Raw, and I thought the Finn Balor CM Punk match was really, really good. So that should be a fun match to talk about. I didn't expect
Base
Finn.
turn, base turn, base turn, base turn, base turn. We need a fun.
Right.
This is routine.
It's the seeds are almost planted there, right? You might as well start getting ready to do that. So I look forward to that. But on Saturday, we are going to go live right after Saturday Night Main Event. I'm going to gather up the boys. We're going to talk about Saturday Night Main Event. I know there's a fatal four-way to determine the number one contender for Drew. We got Cody going against Jacob Fatu. We have the women's tag team match, tag team championship on the line. We got Rio. What they call Riho? What is that?
Rio.
Rio
Rio.
going against Liv and Roxanne. And I feel like there's one more match, and I can't think of the top of my head. But those are three matches I can think of.
You know what's funny about the pairing between Rhea and Io?
Dude, please.
It reminds me of this anime that is very popular in Japan, that's gotten pretty popular in America to where they've had brand collabs with the brand that most inspires the fashion for it. And it's a pretty well-known drama one called Nana.
Okay.
And it's
Okay.
about two girls that have the same name, Nana. They meet on a train by chance and they decide to live together while they're traveling to Tokyo. One for love and one to become something bigger than what you wanted.
Okay. All right. You're talking
I
about
mean, you can put a picture of the two of them and you can definitely tell who would be who. So which one would be Rhea and which one would be Io?
Rio is definitely the tall lady, and the
Yes.
short one is definitely Io. Oh yeah.
Yes.
I can totally see it now. Yeah. I can see it. You know,
Even
it's
the
funny.
styling is the exact same.
Yeah, pretty much, right? It's funny you say
Yes.
anime. I'm gonna probably this week. I don't know because I have a lot on my plate for this week. But so we did the award show, and I forgot what award category they won. But I've been seeing a lot of this K-pop thing. The K-pop.
K-pop Demon Hunters won Best Animated Movie.
I might have to check this out now. I mean, I don't know a whole heck of a lot about it, but I know I saw something scrolling. And I said maybe this is their way of saying you should probably check this out. So maybe
Listen,
I'll watch it.
I got a friend of mine into it. I hyped up the movie. I talked about the movie a bit,
Mhm.
and it wasn't until they made Funko Pops of the characters from the movie that he was like, "I'm gonna give it a watch."
Okay.
I liked the movie. That's how he was. He really enjoyed the movie.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna probably check it out, and hopefully I can have a review for you and whatnot. And
There's
tell you
a
what.
good chance that a couple of your nieces might like it and might wind up singing some of the songs from the movie.
No,
It's just one of those things that happens.
they can't. They can't sing. Like, look. So I was watching Frozen one time with my oldest niece, and I said absolutely not. I am the Beyonce. You are the manager. And I said, let it go, let it go. And I wanted her to know that you can't join me. So if there's singing involved, I would kindly say, please stop embarrassing yourself and get out. And then I will sing. She was very rude. And we're gonna end the show here. Kids are very violent here. The 6'7" thing. I told my niece this. I said, "Hey, you didn't think your uncle know what 6'7" was?" And you know what this young lady told me? She looked me in the face and she said, "That's 2025. We're in 2026. Keep up. Kids are rude. Kids are
People are
brutal."
still doing that, so I don't know what she's talking about.
No, she just want to be rude to me because if you ask her, my first pet was a dinosaur. Anyway, guys, that's the show. I ran my mouth. We talked about some wrestling. And I want you guys to tune in for the All Elite Heat crew tomorrow. They're going to be talking about AEW. They're going to talk about the Don Callis family. We might get the Rascals. I don't know what the card looks like, but you tune in and you join them. And we thank you here on Unpopular Review for not only joining us, but all of our shows. Raw, NXT. I can't say that enough that we appreciate all that. AEW, SmackDown, and sometimes we have some specials going on and prediction shows. So we always appreciate that. We see you guys in the chat. Always gonna sit here and say thank you. That song "Let It Go" played so much and got tired of it. I know a lot
You
of
and me
people.
both. I prefer the Demi Lovato version.
I gotta listen to that. I never heard that one. Like "Make a Man Out of You." I love the one in the movie, but there's a Jackie Chan version, and I didn't know. I didn't even know the man could sing. I had no idea about that. I might listen to that before I go to bed. Anyway, folks, we're gonna end the stream. We'll be here for another hour if we kept talking. So we salute you guys. See you next Tuesday. Join the All Elite Heat crew tomorrow. Oh, play that out.